Previously on Bollockz.
We are now going to speak to our backers, TopOdds.com. TopOdds Compare on Twitter. Okay, mate. So we got, for South African fans, having witnessed the horror of Kaizer Chiefs losing to Mpumalanga Black Aces, having been unbeaten under Stuart Baxter since he arrived, they've now lost their last two home games, and of course they go straight into a Nedbank Cup quarter-final at home against SuperSport United, Kevin Johnson's up-and-down team, on Saturday. And then the other big one, I think, Mamelodi Sundowns against Orlando Pirates, is massive, because Orlando Pirates' season will finish after three failed cup finals this season. They've got Sundowns, the informed top of the league side, also on Saturday. What do you think about those two, Chiefs, SuperSport, Mamelodi Sundowns, Orlando Pirates?
Well, first I'm going to come out and say that last week you asked me to pick a winner for the ABSA PSL, and I think I tipped Sundowns to catch Chiefs. So they're going in the right direction. I just think Pizza's got something right there, and they look a lot hungrier than their Chiefs side. They're grinding out victories, and I think they're going to win the PSL. If you have a look at the log at the moment, I don't know if you guys have discussed this earlier. Sundowns on 55 points, playing 26 games. Chiefs on 52 points, playing 25 games. So all of a sudden, that game in hand that Chiefs have, instead of putting them 3 points clear of Sundowns, they now have to tie Sundowns with that. And the goal difference of Sundowns at the moment is one better.
Yes.
So, Chiefs have it all to do. And I don't know what your opinion is on the Chiefs' situation at the moment, but they looked all at sea.
Yeah, they did. They really did. I thought against Sundowns, the 1-0 defeat against Sundowns, I thought Chiefs were actually the better side and a bit unlucky with the Teke Modise chip that dropped in at the far post. But last night I thought they actually did look tired, devoid of ideas, and not quite where they should be as defending champions.
Yeah, most definitely. We turn our attention, like you say, to the Nedbank Cup. Chiefs playing SuperSport United. Kaizer Chiefs, both bookmakers, that's LM Bookmaker and World Sports Betting, have Kaizer Chiefs up at 9-10 to win the game. The draw is 22-10, and SuperSport 28-10, just under 3-1. That's World Sports Betting and LM Bookmaker. For me, it's a difficult game. I don't know now. Where do Chiefs focus their attention? Do they want to win the Nedbank Cup, or do they want to chase down the Sundown side playing well? I don't know if I can back Chiefs at 9-10, especially not to score in the first half. I don't think a goal from them has come in the first half for a while now. They end up chasing those late goals and, like you say, winning ugly. And the SuperSport side, they might just enjoy a little cup run.
Okay, yeah, no, I think it's possible. I'm worried about Orlando Pirates absolutely finishing their season, really, and a comfort's a Pirates fan, so I say this glancing over at him. Orlando Pirates, if they go out to Sundowns, that's it. They're finished for the season. They've had a terrible run, and they'll be able to look back on 3 cup final defeats before Christmas, wasn't it? There was the African Champions League, the MTN 8, and the Telkom knockout, all lost before Christmas, but doing well to get to the finals. And now they're 7th in the league, and they could go out in the quarterfinals of the Nedbank Cup. It's a win or bust, isn't it?
Yeah, most definitely. I like Pirates in this game. I don't know why. I think if Sundowns are going to lose a game, this is the game to lose. Especially if their aspirations are the ABSA PSL. Both bookmakers have Sundowns as favourite to win the game. That's LM Bookmaker and World Sports Betting at 14-10. The draw is 2-1, and Orlando Pirates just under 2-1 at 19-10. The problem I see is, at the end of the day, what does Pittsburgh do? Does he rest a few players and, concentrate solely on the PSL? Pirates have this is the tournament that they have to play for. And I think Pirates can win the Nedbank Cup. I think it's the only thing that, they've got going for them at the moment. You can't discount a side like Fitz, obviously. You can't discount Sundowns. You can't discount Chiefs. Blum Celtic can win it. I mean, these are all sides that can win this tournament. They're not in the top 8 for nothing. But I think Orlando Pirates just under 2-1 might be a little bit of value against Sundowns.
Yeah, no, agreed. Right, then we got. I had a quick look at the Spanish fixtures this morning. Normally we don't care too much at this time of the season. It's Barcelona or Real Madrid, but with Atleti up there and beating Barcelona in the Champions League last night, I'm interested. You as a bookmaker can help me with this. It's now a 3-team league. It used to be a 2-team league, right? And we've got Granada, Barcelona, Real Madrid, Almeria, and Getafe against Atletico Madrid on Sunday. How do you set odds when you know the 3 teams that are going to win clearly?
you know, the betting on those two teams are always short. But I was chatting to a pundit the other day, and he said something very interesting to me. He said, if you had taken that treble, that's Atletico Madrid to win, Barcelona to win, and Real Madrid to win, you would probably average around even money through the season. And I mean, geez, they would arrive 8 times out of 10. So you would have made a fair profit, you know, if you had followed those three teams. What I'm more interested in is the outright bet to win the Spanish league. The betting is out. World Sports Betting and LM Bookmaker have Barcelona up at 8-10 to win the title, Real Madrid at 5-2, and Atletico Madrid at 33-10. That's both bookmakers. And I'm not sure what your take on this is, but do you think Atletico Madrid can do it? Because they're a little bit of value. They're just under 72. And I don't think after that performance last night, I can confidently back Barcelona to win the title at 8-10.
Yeah, I think that last night was a shock for quite a few people that thought they knew their football. I thought that Barcelona would sneak one and put Atleti under pressure. Instead of that, Atleti got the early goal and they hit the bar 3 times and could have won 3 or 4-0. Nobody quite expected Barcelona to fold like that, in effect. And not even... I know that Man United were stuffed in the end, but Man United looked more dangerous and got the first goal. Barcelona never looked like they were going to get back in it. There were a couple of chances Messi missed. Yeah, I agree with you completely. To me, it's Atleti or Real Madrid, and they're the two sides that also survive in the Champions League. So perhaps Barcelona can use the fact they're not in the Champions League anymore to kind of focus on La Liga, but I don't have any great faith in what I saw last night.
Yeah, and I think the bookmakers have taken that sort of sentiment in that they are 8-10 to win the title. And I'm sure that did adjust. I'm not sure what the price was yesterday, but that will adjust once they're out the Champions League because not much else to focus on. So you would think that they should win the title now because they only have one focus. But, you know, you think about the Champions League at this stage. I mean, there is a break before the semi-final. It's only really 2 big games. You know, it's not that constant week in, week out when you're playing on a Wednesday and playing on a Saturday or on a Sunday. So I think the squad of Real Madrid will handle it. That's not a problem there. Atletico Madrid are just hungry at the moment, and 33-10 might just be a little bit of value for them to lift the title. Although, geez, do you bet against Barcelona after last night? I think you have to.
Yeah, I think you do. Comfort, you were raving at David Villa. Even though Diego Costa, Atletico Madrid's top scorer, is injured, they still seem to come up with people that can do the job. And Barcelona have got their Messi back, and they're just not producing it. Comfort, who's going to win in Spain?
No, Real Madrid.
Yeah, he's going Real Madrid. I mean, I do have a sneaky feeling for Real Madrid in the Champions League in particular, but again, you know, do they depend too much on Ronaldo and Bale went a bit pale the other week? Yeah.
Look, I just think yesterday they weren't playing to win because it was actually on Tuesday.
Tuesday, Real Madrid at Dortmund, yeah.
Any team that's going to play a second leg with a 3 goals lead, they obviously wouldn't play as hard as a team that's coming from behind. So I think that's the mentality that Real Madrid had.
Yeah.
But that doesn't rule them out.
I watched that game. Their heads weren't in it, but at the end of the day, they came very, very close to being out. I mean, Dortmund hit the bar. They missed 2 open goals. It was a very, very difficult game, although Madrid only needed to score 1 goal and they were never in doubt. So, yeah, it shocked me a little bit, but we do know Ronaldo wasn't playing. Di Maria did miss a penalty. So, yeah, I mean, you can forgive them for that. You know, and like I've said before, if you're looking at the Champions League, I like this Chelsea side. I've said to you about 2 months ago that, you know, Mourinho can do it. They pulled off a massive win against PSG. And I just think the special one is starting to run down the touchline again, and you might just see funny things from Chelsea depending on who they draw.
Mate, I mean, that's quite an astute... no one really fancied Chelsea, did they? And now people are starting to talk about them. I think maybe because Barcelona are out. Can you imagine a Real Madrid-Chelsea... you know, Jose Mourinho was at Real Madrid last season. If they get together in the Champions League draws tomorrow, guys, it's Atletico Madrid, Real Madrid, Chelsea, Bayern Munich. What a draw that is.
Yeah, I mean, you know, you have to think those are the top 4 sides. Neal, you know, I want to turn your attention to something that's been sticking out at me, and that's back to the English Premier League. And we've got some betting up. I've done a bit of research for you guys here for sides to finish in the top 4. Now, we know that we're getting very close in the Premier League. And the sides that they're betting on at the moment, and this is both bookmakers, that's LM Bookmaker and World Sports Betting, they're offering Arsenal at 6-10 to finish in the top 4,
Mm-hmm.
and Everton at 15 to 10 to finish in the top 4.
Yeah.
Now, I'm not sure in terms of the run-in with regards to fixtures. I mean, they've got Man United up there 33 to 1. I don't think that can happen.
No.
And Tottenham as well. I think that their ship, their challenge is sunk. So we have to say it's between Arsenal and Everton. We know Liverpool will be there. We know Man City will be there. We know Chelsea will be there. The question now is, do you back against your beloved Arsenal, or can they do it?
I don't think they can. I think Everton are now in pole position, obviously, with the game in hand, and they absolutely stuffed Arsenal again last week. That dreadful slow start that Arsenal seem to make in their big games now. And you watch the two sides and you say who's going to finish, above the other. It's got to be Everton, surely.
Well, I mean, you have a look at the betting there. Everton at 15 to 10. Arsenal still 6 to 10. So the bookmakers respecting Wenger.
Yeah.
And keeping him up, as favourites to be in that fourth spot. I don't share their support, and I think Everton at 15 to 10 with the game in hand might just be a little bit of value.
I can't argue with that, Brandon. I wish I could be more positive. It's a bit like Kaiser Chiefs last night. Arsenal were aside, 7 or 8 points clear at the top of the league and gradually folded. The Chiefs have just left it a bit later at the moment. And having seen what I've seen from Arsenal against Everton last week, I wouldn't put money on them to do much at all. Even the FA Cup, where they're the only Premier League side left, looks kind of oops again. And we'll have to see what happens.
Yeah, most definitely.
Hey, mate. What are the odds on Oscar Pistorius getting off? Are you taking bets on that? You're not. Oh, yeah, we're not supposed to, are we? Because Paddy Power did that, didn't they?
But I mean, at the end of the day, I don't know who would put a bet on that. I mean, at the end of the day, you never know how it's going to go. You never know how the judge is going to see it. He's making his sob story in that courtroom very, very well.
Yeah.
But I think that they'll cross-examine him to death. And the problem with him is going to be sentencing. How do you sentence a guy with no legs?
Yeah. No, you're right.
Brendan?
Yeah.
Do you have any odds on Sergio Ramos or De Michelis getting a red card?
Getting a red card against who?
Against
all the games going
against Liverpool.
Well,
yeah. The big game this weekend.
Man City, Liverpool.
Yeah.
De Michelis getting a red card.
Josh, you know what? You can. There are outcomes to bet that a red card will be in the game. You can't specifically say to which player.
Oh, okay.
But, you can generally find betting on all the bookmakers' websites with regard to exotics like that. And why are you so sure there's going to be a red card?
Well, you know that De Michelis is always him and Lescott when they're playing big teams. I don't know. They just feel the edge to make that crucial tackle in the 18th area.
I think this weekend that's the title decider. If Liverpool can win that, I think they'll be well on their way to winning the Barclays Premier League. I think they're going to be hungry, and I think the City side's going to come up against a very, very good team. Whether they can beat City remains to be seen, but I think it's going to be an absolute cracker to watch.
No, agreed. I mean, it's at Anfield, which used to be a fortress and now is again. There were years when it wasn't. Brendan Rodgers continues to confound us all. And, of course, a win for Liverpool there then puts it in their hands. At the moment, you still have to say, like Kaiser Chiefs, and just barely now, that Manchester City have 2 games in hand. They're only 4 points behind Liverpool. It's in their hands. But, of course, it's not, because on Sunday, the early kickoff, what will it be our time? 4:30 our time on Sunday. It's Liverpool, Manchester City, first against third, but City with 2 games in hand. And then also on Sunday, you've got Swansea versus Chelsea, and Chelsea could go top if those 2 draw. And then on Monday...
That's a game that I just want to ask you something. If you have a look at the betting there, both bookmakers have Chelsea up at 8 to 10 to beat Swansea. Now, I don't understand that betting, and I'm going to ask you, being the British football guy, is there something that we're missing? Are Swansea on the way up, or what's happening there?
It's because they've played in Europe, because they've won, and that Jose Mourinho will now be focusing, in their eyes, on the semi-final draw. He'll be there. He'll take his eye off the ball in the PSL. We've seen in the EPL, and we've seen a bit of that happening with Chelsea of late. Look at their results just before their magnificent result against PSG on Tuesday, and you'll see against sides like Aston Villa and that they don't seem quite as focused. And the same can apply in this country with the African Champions League. But I imagine they're going on that, and also on the fact that Swansea do play good football. Loudrup put a good side there together before he was unceremoniously sacked, and Swansea desperate to stay up and keep Welsh representation in the Premier League in England. So that's all I can think of. But I do see, you've got to look at Chelsea, even though they got no decent strikers apart from Demba Ba.
Yeah, I think I would spend a little bit of money this weekend and take the treble. Liverpool to win, Chelsea to win, and Everton to win. They're playing Crystal Palace. Both bookmakers have them up at 4-10. And geez, you got to stay with them at the moment. I mean, I don't think they're going to throw it away from here. I don't think Everton's ever been in this position, and they're going to fight hard to be in the Champions League. Although if they do make it, that might be the ruination of that club.
Yeah, exactly. It can happen to sides that does happen. Great stuff. Okay, Brandon, thank you for your help. That's Brandon from our backers, Top Odds. Their site under construction, www.topodds.com. Reconstruction, I should say. And we'll speak to you again next week. Let's see how that happens. Let's have a look at that Everton. Obviously, if Everton don't pip Arsenal to fourth, I'll mercilessly take the piss out of you. But at the moment, I have to agree with you. Everton for fourth place. Damn it.
I agree. And then just to say to everybody, go Sundowns.
Yeah, exactly. Sundowns, interesting bet there. Great stuff.
Cheers,
Thanks, Brandon. I mean,
Thanks.
what's great about it, Comfort, is that at least we've got a great title race again. And for the last 3 years, we have had in South Africa only great title races. And no matter how much it hurts Kaizer Chiefs fans, the fact is it's going to be a great finish.
Balls.co.za. Visual Radio.